This was my kitchen about 6 years ago. The cabinets were basically falling off the walls. It wasn't well made. Didn't work well either. The stove was in a dark corner. It just didn't work. It was hard to keep it straightened out. A few years ago, tore it all out, ordered some cabinets, changed everything, redid some electrical work, and made it look like this. This works much better for our situation. The only trouble is I put a laminate floor down and we had a water problem a few months ago. I figured out where that was coming from, fixed that problem, but the laminate floors don't like water, so I just had to rip all that out, and I'll show you what it looks like. I'd say that's what's left of the kitchen floor. Again, does not like water. The original vinyl floor is still laid down. I'm just going to keep that down again. It didn't go into the pergo floor, which I had laid down even years earlier. Very durable floor. Not doing anything with that, but I found some vinyl tile that sticks to itself. It's a floating floor, and it looks like it's going to be the way to go. It's waterproof. I don't have to do really any floor preparation. It's thick enough where it'll go over little differentials in the floor. First thing I'm going to do is make a couple pieces and slide them under the dishwasher, which will be nice. I won't have to pull that out, disconnect the electric, the water, and the drain. Found this product at the Big Orange store. Got 4 boxes. Should be more than enough to do the kitchen. It looks like tile. It's textured like tile. It's not a bad looking product. This really should be all you need to install this product, with the exception of all the edges I'll put quarter round in, and just to seal up. I'm going to leave about a 1/4 inch gap around the whole floor for expansion and contraction, that way it won't buckle. And I'm going to try a carpet knife and some snips, and you should be able to just score it and snap the ends off. So first step is under the dishwasher. Changed my mind. I want a center line right at the window coming down those 2 doors, and I marked a center line, so I'm going to need the tile that goes under the dishwasher to match up with the pattern. And it's kind of easy. It's just 12 inches by 12 inches for each square, but I'm just going to run a couple down there first, run them out this way just so it'll be easier. I have that tile centered where I want it, so by taking a measurement I can get full lengths to there. I'll have about a 6-inch leftover area, which will be okay. You don't want a very small area to attach because it won't work right, but that should be okay. And then I'm going to cut that piece at the opposite end into the wall so it fits in there, and then I'll be able to go, once I get all that done, I'll get my piece under the dishwasher, and then I can get a few rows going right after that until I get to the point where I got to take the refrigerator out. That ought to be fun. And I'm probably going to have to put some cardboard over this stuff because I don't want the refrigerator to wreck it while I'm moving that around. And I want this to slide just under this piece of molding. And I'm still going to put quarter round in to cover that gap. So I'm going to want it right about there with just a little bit of a gap. And an easy way to do this is I'll make a mark right about here on the side that'll be cut off. Actually, I'm going to cut off that side because this side has my edge. So this will give me my measurement to cut off on that side, and then that should end up working out okay. And I shouldn't have marked it here, but that'll wipe right off. So that was 5.5 inches exactly. put my mark on the side that's going to get cut off. And I'll start a line there. That'll be my first cut. Now I got to figure out how this cuts. The nice thing is, if you make an ugly cut on this end, it's going to be hidden by quarter round anyways. Okay. Here we go. Double check this. Alright, I cut a little too far there, but that should be all covered anyways. Let's move this out of the way. Here's the first piece. Alright, here's the first time I join it together. This adhesive feels like the kind that once you set it, it's there for good. If you put it in on an angle, get that seam exactly where you want it, then press it in. Yeah, that's down. Alright, now I'm ready to figure out my pieces for under here. And because of the way this stuff is designed, I'll have it so this tab is coming out right where I can get some more of these pieces to go across. And because this stuff's so thin, I can just slide it right under and not have to pull that out. It doesn't have to go all the way under, just in at least one or two pieces. I put a piece of paper in between these two seams. It's in between each piece in the package, because I'm just kind of setting that up. That's how the next one will go, and now I'm just going to make my marks. I'll make one there and another one here, and I'll cut this piece like that, slide that in so when the next one goes around it'll match up with the tile lines. And it's time to slide this under. I might only need to go under one. The original vinyl went in about as far. Yeah, it's going to cover both legs. Have to move this a little bit. That worked out pretty good. Now I just have to get this line exactly where I want it to be to go under that floor. And I'll adjust it like this. Actually wants to come out. It's going to want to be right about there. Use this to push it in. Not too bad. Alright, I attached my next piece to the two that I already laid down. I just kind of kicked it out from the wall a little bit. Now I'm just going to slide it over that edge. And I've got these lines matching up. And I've got my other line centered where I wanted it, in between the doors there. So let's see how this goes. That was nice. I didn't have to take the dishwasher out. Now when the the lower panels go back on. I'll cover that up, and I'll bring my cord around to here. I still could pull the dishwasher out and run it inside there. I don't think I need to though. Now I can move my dishwasher back where it needs to be, because there's two little screws up here that fasten it. That worked out really well. This stuff is, so far, is pretty easy to work with. When you're coming into a corner like this to complete one row, this end is kind of in your way, but all you have to do is just flip it around. That way you can get it exactly where you want it. And then just make your mark. Make your mark here. Cut that off. That'll be your flat edge. Once that's cut off, that'll go back in. And then this side will overlap and stick like it's supposed to. If you've laid down laminate floors, all the same techniques kind of work. It's just a little easier. Once that first line is set up, it is ridiculous how easy this stuff is. I'm going to put the point in first. Get the left edge seam. Pretty easy to line them up. I was worried that once this glue made contact you were done, but you got a little bit of adjustment with it. Walk on that seam a little. This main section's pretty much done. I just have to do length cuts now. Let them in under this island area here. What I did, I took this piece, I'm putting it in the other side so I can make my mark, and all I did was square it off to these lines. And so this is actually reversed from how it's going to go on, but I made my mark to the side that I'm taking off, and I'll make a long cut with the square, and it seems to score pretty easy. You just go light 2 or 3 times and it breaks right off, not a problem. And once I make that cut, that'll be the side that's butting up to there, and that'll just lock down. And unfortunately the rest of this thing is waste, but I might be able to use it down the other end when I need this side. Alright, that cut came out pretty good. Still have to stagger my the lengthwise joint, so I've got it staggered and I made my mark. This is a pretty small cut. I think I'll just square it off. And the tin snips work really good with this stuff, I found out. I had to notch a little corner. I'll make a line there, take that right off. Piece of cake. Make sure my my tile lines line up. Looks good. This is about as tight as I'd want this to get. I did pre-measure. I knew this was going to happen, but if it was in any closer, I would have made a cut first so I could get some of these seams back out so they're a little more manageable. But this will be fine. And this seam's going to be pretty much underneath this overhang. Well, thanks for watching that real high energy video. Hope anybody considering this flooring got a couple of tips, because I've never used this before, and really easy to put in. I still have to wrestle with my refrigerator and deal with that corner, but I'm going to lay some cardboard over those edges and kind of shift the fridge around so I can get to that area. But yeah, Allure flooring from the Big Orange store. Pretty easy vinyl to put down. I made one mistake on one of the pieces, and I was making a little small cut there. The knife kind of got dull and went astray, so I'll just put this aside if I need it. I don't think I'll need it. I have plenty extra, but it'll go into the refrigerator if I really need it. But thanks for watching again, and let's see how Chewy likes it. Hey, bud. What do you think? Like the new floor? Huh? Huh? What do you think? Oh, he's slippery. He's gonna slide on it. Look at that.